have a very special video today. We're going to Nick's.
I have a very special treat for you guys. We have been invited by Nick's Custom Boots to do a factory tour, and Mrs. Wranglerstar is actually going to be an employee in training. So we're going to go through each step from the cutting of the hides to the selection of the hides. It's really a fascinating process, and we have some really amazing skilled craftsmen here, and we're excited about this. So we're going to bring you along for each step of the way, and then we'll finish up with the custom fit. And I think you guys are really going to enjoy this. So are you game for it?
Yeah.
All right, you got your safety glasses? All right, let's go. All right, can you tell me, what are we doing here? We have a template. You guys are getting ready to cut out the first piece.
What's it called, a die or what?
It's a cutting die. It's one of our cutting dies, and it is part of the upper of the shoe. And this is a press. That'll cut out the precise piece that you need.
Okay.
You'll have to cut two of them, one for each side of the foot.
And so you guys have to custom build, have these dies custom built for each shoe.
Yes.
So that's where it starts, right there.
Left and right. Let's say for one foot, so we use left and right.
Yep.
Amazing.
We
Amazing.
call the heel counter. This will wrap around the back portion.
I could do this.
Yeah.
Except for all the hard parts. This on the table here?
We need two.
But do you have to two exactly the same or flip it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So put some AC.
Oh yeah. And why is that, a vein?
Yeah, it's great.
A vein.
Yeah.
So why is the vein a problem?
A vein can tear.
A vein?
When we put pressure on it, when we're putting the shoe together, it's called lasting it.
Yeah.
We will grab the leather and pull it, and a vein can tear.
Okay.
And when we're cutting, we like to get as close as we can
Yes.
in these areas, because when you use the hide, you use the die, you go from one to the other to the other. If you leave too big a space here,
Yeah.
you'll waste leather.
Okay.
So you'll see when he goes through a full one, his next cut's going to be right there, and there'll be just a string.
And now he's cutting up at the top, and so what part is that? The spine of the cow?
That would be called the backbone.
of the backbone. Okay. Yeah, this is half a cow, and this is the straight part up there is the backbone of the cow.
So here's the backbone, the spine right here. So, and these are marked. This tells you right here how many square feet
It's 25.5 square feet.
of leather in this.
And then this is this is pretty obvious, but unless you think about it, the rough side is the outside of the cow.
Yes, this is the hair side of the cow. This
So-
is the rough side of the cow.
So does it wear better?
It does. It's more durable.
More durable. Okay. And the smooth side is more common, though.
Right.
Interesting.
One thing that what I really noticed about talk about paying attention to detail is you guys select the best part of the leather for the most important part of the boots.
Exactly.
So where is the cream of the leather at? What is the best part of the cow for a boot?
Well, that would be up in the backbone. It starts about right here, and it would come down here, across the center of the cow, across the rib cage, and back up to about here. That would be the best part of the cow.
After we've got the patterns cut out, the cutting table, now we're doing the sewing. So what do we have right here?
This is one leg, and each side of the leg have been sewn together with a seam right here.
It's kind of almost starting to look like a boot. And this is the pull strap here.
That is a pull strap.
Okay.
And then there's a backstay that goes over the seam. We call it a backstay. It's support for the actual seam.
That stitching is beautiful. And so now, this is the upper. She did that. Now you're working on.
It's called the vamp.
This is called the vamp.
Yeah.
So from her, then it goes to you.
No, from her it goes to either him or him, and they do the tongue.
The tongue, and then
And
the.
then it comes to
And then
me.
the vamp.
Yeah.
Everything done by hand.
Yep.
No two alike. I would say you've done that before.
Many, many times.
These lasts are built to last.
What? What in the world? What are they all
They are.
I bet you've never heard that before, huh?
What are these, and why do you have so many?
These are actually the different shoe lasts that we build the boots on. We have many different toe shapes. We have 4 to 5 different toe shapes, so we have to have as many sizes in these toe shapes as we can. This is what we will form the boot out of.
And so my understanding is when you start the boot, it's the ankle that's the hardest, and you can build it wider in the toe box, but you start with the ankle being the main focus. So if they have a
Right.
skinny ankle, you get a skinny
Right.
last.
Very often we'll find customers with a narrow heel.
Okay.
But not necessarily a wide heel. So if you have a foot that your heel slips in the boot, we'll take a narrow shoe last, start with the heel size, and then we'll build it out in the front and forward section to fit the wider.
Can you show us what that looks like?
Yeah, absolutely.
Great.
So this is really interesting. So here is a typical pattern that a customer would send in, where they've stood on this and their foot has been traced around. Now you're using this with the lasts to start building the boot.
What we do is we look at it, and we take the bare last itself and put it over the tracing, and then we look at what would be wrong with the fit if we went with a standard size. And
So the reason why you have so many of these is because there are no 2 feet alike.
No 2
And
feet.
so the person that does this has to be pretty skilled. They need to be able to pull a last off the shelf that is as close to that foot as possible.
Correct.
And then you start tweaking it.
Correct. And this is one of the tweaks that he's done. I'll show you on the right foot. As you see, if you look on the left foot, this drawing right here comes way out. So he's going to need more room in that area for that little toe. So he's done it on this foot. Once you set this up, these toes here needed more room. So that leather piece he's just started it. He'll sand it, finish it, and fine tune it.
So is this
to allow
scrap
more
leather
room.
that you're using?
So you just start building this out, and then what was interesting, so someone who's going to be maybe a wildland firefighter and using boots or ordering new boots every few years, you guys will save this
We'll save
this
the parts.
material in the envelope, and that way they could make a call, you could pull it back out and reconstruct the boot without going through the fit process.
Exactly.
That's amazing. Now
That's
these are,
service.
these are
We like to think so.
made to nail into, right? I can
They're
see.
glued and nailed, so they do come apart, so it can be used as a standard last again.
So I'm kind of a tool guy and collect and restore a lot of old tools. These are some things I've never even seen before. So these tools you have are specific to the shoe industry.
Yes, if it's
Cobbler's
specific.
tools.
Yes, they are. That's called a crispin hammer. They're hard to find. I don't even know if we can get them anymore.
And what's special about it?
Its shape, its size, it's the pieces that you have here. This grips. The nails are very small. We're using nails that are about this. Sorry, we're using nails about that big.
Yeah.
So when you have this on the end and the width of this
Yeah.
helps to grip
Like a framing hammer.
like a framing hammer.
Right.
It helps to grip it, because if it was a smooth surface, you'd roll right off the top.
All right, Mrs. Wranglerstar, are you ready to pound a nail?
Oh.
We'll give it a
Can you
shot.
try it?
Okay. Hired.
It's easy to make custom shoes. Easy.
He's back there going, what has she done? Sorry.
Now, and there's a lot of, you guys use a lot of very specific trimming knives. These, you sharpen these yourself?
Yeah, we do. We have a sharpener in the back room.
Okay, and then you have different tools I would see here, like for cutting a contour.
Yeah, this is called a lip knife. It's used to get under the edges as you're, can you hold it? As you're trimming. You would use this to trim this piece like this. And pull that off. Because originally when he puts it on, it'll overlap, but we have to get the extra off. So the lip, the sharpest point is right in the corner. Use that and
Interesting.
pull it off.
All right, well, what's the next phase?
The next phase would be applying the shoe last to the actual completed upper.
All right, you ready for that?
Let's go.
Let's go. So this is interesting. So you saw earlier we were at the cut table. This is where we cut, where they're going to cut something that's really custom. Let's say you have extra size calf muscles, or you have small calf muscles where it needs to be custom cut. So you're not using templates here. This is all done freehand.
This is done freehand.
No dies.
No dies.
No dies. This is a service. There's not a lot of people that probably offer this, I would imagine.
No, not in the boot industry, not anymore.
I think you guys are really going to enjoy this video series. We had a great time. Our special thanks to Nick's and the Nick's crew for allowing us to come up and giving us access to something that you're not going to see anywhere else. You're looking at a boot that's being manufactured the best it can be. No compromises in craftsmanship, no compromises in material, sparing no expense. I mean, it was really a pleasure to do this. If you enjoy this sort of video and like to see more of these, I really invite you. You can vote that way. You can dictate how the channel goes by clicking the thumbs up. Let me know in the comments if this is something you'd like to see more of. This is really special to be able to see this, and it is capturing, as my friend Alan said, it's capturing something for future generations that might not be with us forever. So it's really a pleasure to watch, and I hope you enjoy the rest of the series.